everyone, I'm Dawn. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for visiting with me today. So today I'm going to talk about the Johnny Depp trial. And I know everybody is making Depp versus Heard trial videos, and I wasn't going to really talk about it too much, just, what I gab about in my vlogs, but, I wasn't really going to have a sit down about it. But after giving it much thought, I've decided to make a video. And the reason why is because we need to raise our voices and let the world know that lying about DV, DA, and SA is not only disgusting and horrible and just such an ugly thing to do to the person being accused, as well as loved ones who will believe the liar and under the reasoning of what kind of person would lie about that. And people will often back their loved ones blindly because they love and care about the person claiming to be a victim. But let's be clear, people lie a lot. People lie a lot. I've known a lot of liars, and I've known a few people who, when I hear Amber speak, when I hear how she is standing by her BS, when I hear that coming out of her mouth, it makes me remember my mother and a former friend of mine. And the former friend of mine, she did DV. She committed DV against her husband. And my mother, hers was more verbal, and it wasn't physical. It was more verbal and emotional, but she did it too. And she did it to all of us, not just my dad. But, Amber Heard is allegedly a liar. She is. And I don't care. I don't care. I don't care what she thinks of me for saying that. She's never going to see this anyway. And if she did, come for me, Amber. I could give a shit, or couldn't. I don't believe a word she speaks against Johnny. I really don't. And that's not me being a Johnny stan, although I do adore him. I'm team 1984. I've loved him since I saw A Nightmare on Elm Street. And I'm not clutching my pearls saying Johnny would never do those things. I'm not saying that. I think I've been around long enough to know that I think pretty much anybody is capable of anything. People can turn in a second, but I don't believe he DV'd her or ABUSED'd her. I don't believe it. Now I do believe he's troubled, and I really truly do not believe her. What does that say? I'm looking at some notes right now. What? But anyway, I don't believe her claims that what he did to her. And if he did, the web of provable lies, like we can prove she lied because she's a weak liar. Let's just, and it's crumbling around her. And the web of provable lies she spun takes away every ounce of credibility she may have had. She may have been credible at some point. I don't know what point, but, and I'm jumping a little right now, but like when her sister was on the stand and she was talking about how, she's lost all this weight. She was so skinny and she wasn't 100 pounds soaking wet. That was from the drugs. Okay, she wants to talk about Johnny's addiction. What about hers? She was on the drugs, and she's like, oh, it only took one time for me to learn my lesson. No, she was on drugs. I believe she's on drugs now. I believe she's on drugs in the courtroom. But false claims of DV or DA are made for reasons such as gaining legal leverage in a divorce or custody case, or even gaining favor among the couple's social group or social circle, or to turn children and other family members against the accused party. And sometimes it's about revenge, vindictiveness, spite, or the accuser is just not mentally stable. But what makes this case interesting is not only is she falsely accusing Johnny, I don't care what anyone says, I believe it's completely false, and I stand by what I feel, because I have very rarely been wrong about people. And she is falsely accusing him, but not only that, but she ABUSE'd him. You know, so that makes it even more interesting. So not only, and that, I read that usually is the case when the woman is the ABUSER. She's, well, I was defending myself. He was doing it to me, and, you know, but we need to stop. We need to give men a voice, you know. It's 1 in 4 women are DV'd and 1 in 9 men are. And we need to give men a voice because it's still too high of a number. It's, and those are just the ones we know about. You know what I mean? And men don't have a voice. They don't have any protection. Like, we talk about balances, you know, where how things aren't balanced. You know, when you go to a mechanic, it's, you know, women are treated worse than men, or, you know, and people think that men are just never treated badly, but they are doubted, they're not believed, and they're shamed for any kind of ABUSE or any kind of assault on them. They're blamed. Man up, be a man, be tough. That little girl didn't beat you up. Things like that. You know what I mean? Because it's not the man not fighting back isn't him being a wimp. It's him being smart. He's like, okay, she's hitting me, she's bruising me, she's damaging me. But if I fight back, I'm going to be viewed as the ABUSER. And yeah, I think most of us understand that this marriage was very toxic, okay? And I've heard some say it was mutually ABUSIVE. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I think she started it and he took it, and he, you know, he would try to, you know, get himself away from the situation, but she was so aggressive and so pushy that I don't believe that he physically fought back, but he did, you know, he did get, you know, a little smart-assy and a little mouthy, but if you listen to the audios, she is unhinged. She is evil. The way she would talk and laugh, it was just crazy. And a woman being ABUSE'd is not going to act that way. That is not going to be her response to the monster. You know what I mean? That's just not going to be her response. And I just disagree that it was mutually ABUSIVE. I completely disagree with it. I don't think it was equal on both sides. And if you've heard the audio, you know she's unhinged. You know, and from her, it was physical, verbal, and emotional. And a reasonable person can't actually expect someone to not lose their cool. Even the coolest cat in the world is only going to be able to put up with that for a little while before they crack, before they fight back. You know what I mean? And it's unreasonable to sit there and expect him to not fight back, at least verbally. And then there's histories. Let's talk about Johnny's history. Everyone except for that hag, Ellen Barkin, had glowing things to say about him, that he was wonderful and sweet and so kind and generous and nice. No one's had a negative thing to say about him except for the people that are helping Amber lie. And why are they doing it? They're probably afraid they're going to get their ass beat. But, I mean, Ellen Barkin is mad because he slept with her, but he didn't want a relationship with her because at that point in life, he didn't want a relationship. And so she's big mad about that. and bitter. She's a hag. So what? But and Heard's history wasn't so positive. Johnny's was glowing. Winona, Vanessa, his kids. They should get his kids to take the stand. But I don't know how that they could parlay that into, like parlay that into relevance. But Heard abused her ex-wife, and let's just talk about personality, character. She's been known for being a very nasty person, and look it up. But and then you proven, like, Camille was having none of it. She was gonna prove that Amber Heard was a liar with the whole donation thing. That's not true. I pledged $7 million. I pledged all of it. You pledged it. You pledged it. That's not pay. A pledge is a promise. You don't go into a restaurant and, hey, I pledge to pay you for this hamburger. No, you don't pay for things on pledges. Pledging something is a promise to make the donation. Making the donation is giving them the money. So she's a liar. And then to be like, well, I didn't pay it because Johnny sued me. But she had all of that money. She was paid all $7 million and had it for like 13 months before Johnny sued her. So she's so full of it. I can't believe she has supporters out there. Not many at all. And I think some of them are just doing it to be trolls. But she is a nasty piece of work. And what else do I have to say about it? Johnny. I just believe him. And again, it's not because I've loved him since I was 14 years old. By the time you reach your 50s, I'm 52, people. They're easier to read, and people get easier to read the older you get. Not that I'm, so like this ancient wisdom person. It's just that the older you get, the more you can read people. And she is a shifty, sneaky, beady-eyed little cow. She is. And I hope Johnny wins. I don't know that he's going to, but I don't think he's going to lose. And he's already won in the court of public opinion, and I believe that's what he really wanted. And justice for Johnny. And I'm sad that we're not going to have Jack Sparrow anymore. Really sad about that. It wasn't right the way he was treated, but then Warner Brothers kept little dickhead in Aquaman, and then they scaled it down to 10 minutes. And you know what? That's not good enough. That's not good enough. She needs to be out, completely out. I mean, I don't care because I'm not going to see the movies anyway because I'm a Marvel girl, but still. I'm thirsty, I'm sorry. But anyhow, that's it. I just wanted to talk about it for a few minutes. And sorry, I was looking down because I was reading my notes. I have notes because this forgets a lot. But that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to all of you later. Bye.